Cody Marchand here from HydeAndZeke.com, and right now we're going to get into a Week 5 first look here on Twitch and YouTube. If you're on YouTube, what's going on? Please subscribe to the channel, like the video down below. If you're on Twitch, what's up? We'll see you in the comment section. But let's just dive straight into the Week 5 action. We got some good games. We got a little bit better pricing, personally, I think, than we did in Week 4. I was going through the over-unders before. I have barely looked at the slate. Literally, like, zoom, that's it. But basically, I was looking more so at the lines, the games for this week. We have a couple of games with some good totals with the Rams and Seahawks. We got the Cardinals and the Bengals. We have the Bucks and the Saints. We have Atlanta, Houston. We have Green Bay, Dallas is all right. And we have at 57 points the Kansas City, Indianapolis game. Oh, damn. No, we don't. See, that's the thing. I didn't look at the slate, so I wouldn't have known that. But looking at this, I think this is on the slate. It's the Sunday night game, so we don't have the Chiefs on the slate. Sadly. I wouldn't have known that, but looking at this, I think... Disregard. Cody, if you do go back in and edit this and not just bring it straight from Twitch, cut that out. Not a big deal if not. All right, let's get going. So we got... Let's just start with what we liked about last week. Just real quick, I'm going to break it down. Obviously, if you've been around on the channel, you know we're doing a 1,000 to 10K challenge. That's why I don't mind showing the balance up top. Basically, I show you guys everything I've done as far as what type of contests I play, how much money I play per week. And we had a good week last week. We played $300 worth of cash games, and we made $525. So we won almost all of our head-to-heads. Our lineup was pretty good. Let me just show you that real quick, like just to get an idea of, you know, the things we like to do with our lineups. What is this? Oh, that's not my lineup. That's my other lineup. But my main lineup here, we put up about 179 points. We went with Daniel Jones, Christian McCaffrey, Carry-On, Keenan Allen, Cooper Kupp, Sterling Shepard, Will Dissly, Austin Hooper, and the Titans defense. Yes, we went double tight end in cash because we wanted to get up to Keenan Allen, which, why would we do that? Because he was awful anyway, but I like the process. Obviously, the results were all right. Wayne Gallman, fading him earlier in the week, might have hurt us, but we still won our week, so it's not a big deal. But getting back into the other contest, let's just start diving right into the quarterbacks, right? So let's just get right into the games. Wow, we don't have Patrick Mahomes on the slate, so the highest priced quarterback we have, Lamar Jackson. I think he put up 25 points this week, 26 points against the Browns. Not really one of his cleanest games at all, but the 66 yards rushing did look very well, look very good. 3 passing touchdowns. I wonder who got them. I know Miles Boykin had one, Mark Andrews had one. Not sure who had the third passing touchdown. Miles Boykin, Mark Andrews. Of course they won't tell me. The two I know are in the comments. But basically, you know, he's been a beast. Pittsburgh defense is getting better. I think that their stats have been a lot worse than what they are as a team. On the road at Pittsburgh, I'm not fading Lamar Jackson. I don't know. I haven't seen the slate, but, you know, he's a 7-100 right now on the road. Sean Watson, guys, this is probably a place that I'm going to look very hard at, even at 6,700, because we saw even Marcus Mariota last week went into Atlanta and just carved him up. And Deshaun Watson is much better than Marcus Mariota with better weapons. So Deshaun Watson, he's been super up and down, either 30 points or 12 points, right? So it looks like if we're just going by the way it's been flowing, 30 points week 1, 12 points week 2, 30 points week 3, 12 points week 4. We're going to have a good game next week, especially in a good matchup. I think Deshaun Watson is going to have a bounce-back game with this boy, DeAndre Hopkins, who's been a little bit slow the last couple weeks. And I think 6,700 is a pretty good price at home against a bad defense. Tom Brady at Washington, 6,500. Don't like the weapons enough to even, kind of consider that. Kyler Murray at 6,300. Yeah, we finally saw a rushing touchdown out of him, but until we see good amounts of rushing, I understand that his passing volume is legit, but his just efficiency is so bad. That's kind of what we're looking for out of a quarterback, so I'm probably not going to be looking at that. Jameis, though. Our boy Jameis had a monster game, right? 33 fantasy points, 41 attempts, almost 70% completion, almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Yes, it was a pick 6. That's what Jameis does. But Jameis looks to be turning the corner a little bit. Every single game, he's had more fantasy points. And I think that Mike Evans looks finally healthy, looks back. And I say healthy, knock on wood, because we don't know what the extent of that hand injury was when he got his hand mixed in between the two defenders' helmets. Let's see if it says anything about it. Evans had to leave the game temporarily in the second half to have his wrist x-rayed, but he ultimately returned and did not seem to have any further issues. He'll look to add to the 4 touchdowns. So, yeah, I guess it wasn't too serious. They're not talking too much about it. Obviously, it's, Monday morning, so they're not going to give us too much details. But right now, it does not look to be too severe. So, $6,200 for Jameis. It's a good price. Carson Wentz, $6,100 at home against the Jets. I don't dislike the Jets defense, so I'm probably not going to attack this matchup very much. I've only played Wentz week 1, and he had a good game, but besides that, I've been pretty much off Wentz. As far as fantasy goes, I like him having Deshaun Jackson in there. Aaron Rodgers at Dallas. Good defense at Dallas. Aaron Rodgers has been playing better. Finally got over 400 passing yards. But right now, Coach Matt LaFleur said that Devontae Adams is day-to-day with that. I don't know what they're calling it even. Oh, they're calling it turf toe, right? So right now, they're not saying he's out or anything, but basically, if Devontae Adams doesn't play, I'm not playing Aaron Rodgers. So that's really all I got to say about that. I don't want to harp on that too much without knowing if he's going to play. But if I had to guess, I'd probably say that Devontae Adams is going to be out. Turf toe is tough to deal with, especially I understand he had a long week off, 10 days because he played on Thursday, but still a tough injury to get over. And what do we got next? Dak at home against Green Bay. Good defense for Green Bay. I think that Dak's been playing well. Definitely had his worst game by far against a tough New Orleans Saints defense with a good pass rush, a good defensive line. And it's just been he's had less points every single game. At 6K, Dak's probably not going to be in play for me in cash. I like him in GPPs, though. Matt Ryan at 5,900 at Houston. Houston defense does not scare me one bit. Who did they play this week? Did they play Carolina? Obviously, Kyle Allen isn't a good comparison. He's probably not on the slate. Oh, yeah, he is. I know he didn't have a great game. No touchdowns. 24 completions, 230 yards. Kind of kept everything short. But that's not a good comparison as far as what we can get from quarterback efficiency between these two. Kind of like Matt Ryan actually in that matchup. Depends on how many Texan players I will be choosing. Depends on if I'm going to run it back with Matt Ryan or not. So it's something to think about here at 5,900. Andy Dalton, no. Josh Allen looks kind of beat up. I'm pretty high on the Tennessee defense as a whole. Probably not going to be playing Josh Allen on the road there. Daniel Jones at home against Minnesota Vikings. At 5,600, this is very tempting. This is definitely in play for me here. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of great pricing this week. Sam Darnold, if you play from your mono, I'd like to play you. He's been cleared for non-contact drills and ready to resume throwing. I hate illnesses like this because they're so unclear about when he's going to be back, what he can do if he's limited or not. So in cash, it's kind of risky. So I don't want to be thinking too much about Sam Darnold. Gardner Minshew though at 5,300 has to be respected. He's not a monster fantasy producer. This offense just doesn't score touchdowns. Leonard Fournette gets a bunch of yards, looks great, no touchdowns. Gardner Minshew gets a bunch of yards, looks great. Oh, these are rushing. I was like, why are these no touchdowns? They're rushing. And over here, he's had 1 or 2 touchdowns a game. So his fantasy upside is pretty capped. But at 5,300, you're not going to find a ton of upside. Cousins at the Giants. This is such a good spot because the Giants' defense cannot rush the passer. They cannot defend in the secondary. But Kirk Cousins has been so bad. I don't think that I'll be playing Kirk. 27 to 36. At least he's getting pass attempts. It's just been bad. And that's the least ideal game to run the ball and the most ideal game to pass the ball, and he's still only at 39 attempts, 233 yards. It's just tough to feel good about Kirk Cousins. I'm not a Teddy Bridgewater guy. Probably not going to be playing Kyle Allen. Probably not going to be playing anybody down here. Maybe Mason Rudolph, but not really against Pittsburgh. Mariota against Buffalo. That matchup's too tough. Joe Flacco against the Chargers. Yeah, guys, I don't think I want to be in any of these spots. I'm not going to be playing either Haskins or Keenum, whoever it is, against the Patriots. So I think I'm going to start off this build with... Let's see if we can start off with an expensive quarterback. I really like Deshaun Watson this week. I think quarterback's a tough spot this week. Not gonna lie. Just looking at it quick, I think it's a tough spot. But we do get Deshaun Watson in a team total of, where's Houston? 49, 5-point favorites. So like 28, 29, something like that. I'm doing that off the top of my head. Obviously, I don't know. It's not that high anyway. It's like 28, 27. 27-point total or something like that for Deshaun Watson Texans, which is really good. So I like Deshaun Watson to bounce back. Let's go to defenses real quick, see if there's anything cheap. Last week we went with the Titans at 2,600 because I like to attack Matt Ryan. The Houston defense just does not really get after the quarterback super well, which is surprising with J.J. Watt. He had a little bit better game this week. 10 points, 8 points, 10 points. They're playing at home. I hate that they're 3,300 though, because it's not like a good enough defense where, wow, Tennessee at home against Buffalo. That seems pretty promising at 3K. Let me just make sure there's nothing like super cheap. That's pretty obvious. Definitely not Washington, not Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay's defense is legit. 11 points per game. I said that they were in play last week. I should have played them. 15 points at 2,100. Add New Orleans. No, Teddy Bridgewater is, whatever. How did the Cowboys defense do against Teddy Bridgewater yesterday? 5 sacks, 12 points allowed, 11 points. Let me just see. Since I'm going expensive at quarterback, let's just throw in the Buccaneers defense. We won't be playing a lot of Saints players anyway. Let's go to the other onesie position in the tight ends. We got Ertz at the top, no Kelsey on the slate. We have no... Why do we have no... Oh, Monday Night Football, I think, is the 49ers, right? Yeah, okay, so that's why we don't have Kittle on the slate. Evan Ingram, to me, is the best player on the slate at the position. The Walrus, Darren Waller, is getting a ton of targets. Another game with, 8 targets, only 12 fantasy points. It's all right. He's not going to be a huge, goal line end zone threat because they just don't get the end zone enough, get into the red zone. Andrew still looks hurt. Caught 4 of 8 targets. 8 targets is really good. 4,800, I do like to see that, actually. That's definitely in play. Austin Hooper's been balling. That's definitely in play. 9 targets, 6 targets, 7 targets, 11 targets. I played double tight end last week, so I'd get Austin Hooper in there. I like that. Jimmy Graham's been playing well. Definitely like him a little bit more with no Devontae Adams, especially in the red zone. Greg Olsen had a bad week. O.J. Howard just can't be trusted right now. Delaney Walker, tough matchup. That actually might not be a bad spot, though, depending on who's at quarterback. Oh, wrong team. Don't disregard that. We got Jared Cook, Vernon Davis, Trey Burton. Trey Burton looked a lot better last week. 4 targets. Watching the game, it seemed like he was getting peppered, but guess not. Haven't looked at any of this stuff. Dawson Knox, we do like for sure. All 3 of his targets, 58 yards. Knox made a dent in the pass game for a second straight week. It's easy to see why the Bills plucked this guy. 3,100. Doesn't seem like where I want to be. Nothing really pops out. No, Fant scored a touchdown, I know, but still 2 of 4 targets. Do we really have to pay up here at the position? I don't even like any of the tight ends. I like Mark Andrews at his price, and I like Austin Hooper. So I guess let's just take the more talented player to me. Maybe I won't be able to pay up at the good spots, but hopefully we can find some value here at running back. CMC, very rightfully so, at the top of the price point. I don't know how he got cheaper from last week. He was in every single one of my lineups, and that's why 34 points. I think he had 10 catches and 27 rushing attempts, 37 touches. It's just what he gives you, and not getting the 100-yard bonus and not getting the 100-yard bonus here and being so close, you'd think it hurts you, but he's still at 34 points. He's the best player on the slate. Pretty easy spot for me. Dalvin Cook, in another not great matchup. Typically, the Giants have been better against the running back position, but I think it's just because they're so easy to throw on. Zeke against Green Bay. Saquon's out. David Johnson, 1 yard away from the 100-yard bonus at receiving on 11 targets. It doesn't matter what he does on the ground, right? Because even if, 11 for 40 is awful, but 8 catches on 11 targets for 99 yards, that's all we care about. Melvin Gordon, I can't play him yet at 7K. It's a pretty good spot of GPPs, but definitely not going to be playing him in cash. One player I love in cash, Le'Veon Bell, 6,800. If we do get word that Sam Darnold is in, this will be in my lineup for sure, Le'Veon Bell. Love Fournette. Been playing great. 29 carries, 225 yards, no touchdowns again. That's all right. That's all right, though. He's been a beast. His workload is there. He's getting like Le'Veon Bell CMC type usage at the running back position. That's all we care about, right? For running backs is usage. What else we got? Mark Ingram in an all right spot against Pittsburgh. James Conner running it back against him. Mixon, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones. Sony versus Washington. This is a very interesting play, guys. 17 carries. Damn, I think he gets in the end zone. It's like it kind of sucks at 5,500. Such an in-between price range, right? Devontae Freeman, David Montgomery, which we like to see how his usage has been going up. James White, Phillip Lindsay. I love Phillip Lindsay. I don't think he had that great of a game. 9 carries, 53 yards, 1 catch. So only 7 points, but he's been playing well all year. What about Royce? They like to keep him pretty close in price, 4,600. Only 6 carries. The game was kind of strange for them because they had a big lead, so I don't really know why they only had 15 carries combined. Tariq Cohen, Frank Gore, Ronald Jones. I like Ronald Jones. I don't know if I like him against New Orleans, but Ronald Jones looked like the clear better running back last week. 19 carries, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Definitely looks to have solidified himself as the best player in that backfield. Miles Sanders. What else we got? Singletary, Rex Burkhead, Tony Pollard, Carlos Hyde. Nothing great. We're going to have to find some value soon, guys. Let's go to the wide receiver position. Let's see if we can find some value somewhere. Hopkins in a big bounce back spot. Julio in a monster crush spot. Devontae Adams might not play. Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, Godwin priced similarly every single week. That's how they're going to keep doing it. Make us pick. I wish Thielen was cheaper because he should be based on his usage so far this year. It's just such a great spot against New York. He's been so bad. It's not even his fault. It's Kirk Cousins' fault, but I think this is a great spot for Adam Thielen if you don't mind the variance there. Michael Thomas. Damn, that's a really cheap price for Michael Thomas. 6,600. Yeah, we should probably try to find a way to get him in there. Edelman, Diggs, Josh Gordon, Larry Fitz. We need some value. All right, let's just scroll down a little bit. Cutie. What else pops? Nothing. Jay Kumaro, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, Hunter Renfrow, Randall Cobb. AJ Brown had a big day. He's not going to see the corner one, but he's not playing enough snaps yet still. Mohamed Sanu has been great the last few weeks. Look at him. He's scored double-digit points in 3 or 4 games so far this season. At 4,200, I don't hate that at all. Houston's secondary is pretty banged up. Sanu caught 9 of 12 targets. And I think they're going to be losing again in this game. I like Mohamed Sanu. Let me put him in there. I think that's going to be a pretty low-owned play, too. Jamison Crowder, that could be a really good spot if we get Sam Darnold back. Deontay Johnson and James Washington. Robbie Anderson. All right, we're going to plug in Robbie Anderson against this weak Philadelphia secondary, hoping that Sam Darnold is going to be coming back. I like that spot a lot. MVS is in a great spot if we don't see our boy come back. And I love Allen Robinson at 5,600, our boy being Devontae Adams. Allen Robinson at 5,600, 7 targets in all but 1 game where he had 13. Yes, he hasn't been a touchdown machine yet this season, which he typically is. That's just how he is. 14 touchdowns that one season, 2015, I think, in Jacksonville. We don't know who's going to be at quarterback. Even if it is Chase Daniel, though, I think he's better than Mitch Trubisky. So I like that spot at 5,600. DJ Moore, love the player. Don't love the spot because of the quarterback situation. Hollywood Brown at 5,700, I do like. Evan Ingram at 5,800, I like. Sterling Shepard. All right, let's start getting some of these running backs that we like in. Can we just figure out a way to get CMC in? Cool. We'll figure out everything else after. We got to find a way to get him in. We have Robbie Anderson, so I don't know if we need Lev Bell. There was other places that I liked. I forgot what exactly I was looking at that was really, really solid. I know that Sony was a fine play at 5,500. What else is it? Hey! Guys, stop it! That's the puppies. Freaking out. Probably heard the doorbell. Probably just heard the mailman. What else do we like? Josh Jacobs not getting enough work. Real quick, I'm going to just build this lineup with Sony. And at 6,800 at flex, we can get up to Lev Bell. But around there is also Mark Cooper, Adam Thielen, Austin Eckler, which will probably be still super involved against a pretty bad Denver defense that just got shellacked by our boy Leonard Fournette. Lev Bell or Austin Eckler. Let's go with Eckler. Let's just be a little bit different here. So this initial first look has Deshaun Watson, Christian McCaffrey, Sony Michel, Michael Thomas, Mohamed Sanu, Robbie Anderson, Mark Andrews, Austin Eckler, and Buccaneers defense. I like it a lot. That's the first look, guys. If you're still around, please do me a favor, like the video and subscribe if you're not already. We're going to be putting out these videos all the time. We go live on this platform. We go live on YouTube. We go live on Twitch. We go live on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I think the link is also in the description below. I appreciate you guys all. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.